It was a bright Saturday afternoon in Maplewood Park, a quaint green space nestled in the heart of a suburban neighborhood. Families picnicked under the shade of large oak trees, kids laughed and ran through the sprinklers, and elderly couples strolled hand in hand along the winding pathways. Near the edge of the park, by a quiet duck pond, sat Tom Hanks, dressed inconspicuously in a baseball cap and sunglasses. To most passers-by, he was just another person enjoying the serenity of the park. Tom had always cherished moments like these, moments where he could step away from the spotlight and immerse himself in the simplicity of everyday life. With a paperback novel in his hands and a gentle breeze ruffling the pages, he found himself absorbed in a world of words. But soon a disturbance broke through his peaceful bubble. Not far from his bench, a group of boys had gathered near the playground. Their raised voices caught Tom's attention. He looked up to see a smaller boy surrounded by older kids, their posture intimidating and their tone mocking. "Hey, look at this loser!" one of the boys jeered, holding up a small toy car that looked old but well-loved. "Give it back," the smaller boy pleaded, clutching his backpack tightly. His voice wavered, but there was a flicker of determination in his eyes. "Why should we? It's just a piece of junk," another boy sneered, tossing the toy from one hand to the other, just out of the smaller boy's reach. Tom's heart tightened. He had seen scenes like this too many times in movies and real life, someone being bullied simply because they seemed an easy target. He debated stepping in, but before he could rise from the bench, a surprising figure emerged from the sidelines. A boy, slightly taller than the rest, strode confidently into the circle. He wore a simple t-shirt and jeans, his sneakers scuffed from use. His expression was calm but firm, and his presence seemed to shift the energy of the group. "Leave him alone," the boy said, his voice steady and authoritative. The older boys turned to face him, their bravado faltering slightly. "What's it to you?" one of them challenged. The boy didn't flinch. "It's not yours. Give it back." There was a tense silence as the group exchanged glances, unsure how to respond. Finally, the boy holding the toy car shrugged and tossed it onto the ground. "Whatever. Let's get out of here." With that, the group dispersed, their laughter fading into the distance. The smaller boy bent down to pick up his toy, his hands trembling slightly. "Thank you," he said softly, looking up at his unexpected rescuer. The older boy smiled. "No problem. They're just bullies. Don't let them get to you." Tom, who had been observing the entire exchange, felt a surge of admiration for the young boy's courage. Rising from his bench, he approached the pair, his footsteps light on the grass. "That was a brave thing you did," Tom said, his voice warm and genuine. The older boy turned, his eyes widening as he recognized the actor. You're Tom Hanks." Tom chuckled, adjusting his cap. "I guess the disguise didn't work too well. What's your name?" "Ethan," the boy replied, still slightly starstruck. "Well, Ethan, the world could use more people like you," Tom said sincerely. He then turned to the smaller boy. "And what's your name?" "Sam," the boy murmured, clutching his toy car tightly. Tom knelt down to meet Sam's gaze. "Sam, don't let anyone make you feel small. That toy car must mean a lot to you for you to stand up for it like that." Sam nodded. "It was my dad's. He gave it to me before he left." His voice broke slightly and he looked away. Tom's heart ached for the boy. He placed a reassuring hand on Sam's shoulder. "I'm sure he'd be very proud of you." Ethan chimed in. "If you ever need someone to stick up for you again, just find me, okay?" Sam managed a small smile. "Okay." The three of them ended up sitting together on the bench, sharing stories and feeding the ducks with leftover breadcrumbs Tom had brought. Ethan told Tom about his life, how he often came to the park to escape the challenges at home. His family struggled financially, and he sometimes felt the weight of responsibilities far beyond his years. Tom listened intently, his heart swelling with admiration for Ethan's resilience. Here was a young boy who had every reason to be bitter, yet he chose kindness instead. Over the next few weeks, Tom couldn't stop thinking about Ethan and Sam. Their stories had left a lasting impression on him, and he felt compelled to do something to help. Using his connections and resources, he quietly began working behind the scenes. What would you do if you were Tom Hanks? Share your opinions on the comments, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe. If you enjoyed it so far, it would be amazing to share the video with others. Let's continue. He reached out to local community organizations and arranged for Ethan's family to receive support, including groceries, school supplies, and even help with their rent. He also contacted a mentorship program that nurtured young leaders and ensured Ethan was enrolled. For Sam, Tom arranged a special surprise. One sunny afternoon, he invited both boys and their families to the park. As they arrived, they found a small gathering of neighbors, a picnic spread, and a special gift for Sam, a collection of vintage toy cars similar to the one his father had given him. Sam's eyes lit up as he explored the collection, his small hands carefully cradling each car. "Thank you, Mr. Hanks," he exclaimed, his smile brighter than the sunlit pond. Tom smiled. "You're welcome, Sam, and remember, you're stronger than you think." Months later, Ethan stood on a stage at a community event, receiving an award for his bravery and kindness. The crowd erupted in applause as he gave a heartfelt speech about standing up for what's right, even when it's hard. In the audience, Tom clapped the loudest, his heart swelling with pride. After the ceremony, Ethan approached him. "Mr. Hanks, I don't know how to thank you for everything," Ethan said, his voice filled with emotion. Tom placed a hand on his shoulder. "Ethan, you don't owe me anything. You're the hero of this story. Keep being the amazing person you are, and the world will be a better place because of it." Share your thought in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to my channel. I pour my heart into crafting stories like this for you, and your support is the one helps me keep going. I appreciate having you on this journey,